discussion. We got this great question we're going to be asking. So tune in, stay tuned in. Just don't look and hop. All right. Now, we're just bringing this back. We just started working with this restream, so we're not fluent with all the mergings and all that stuff, but we'll get there. So, welcome to the Project Diehard Mission Monday. Let me tell you what has been going on since we suspended this podcast, 4 months ago. Things have been moving. I am proud to announce that on November 28th, Forward Operating Base Rush will be officially opened to in-person programs. Ain't that great? Yes. Clap. Everybody, this is like excellent. And now, mind you, we couldn't have done this without this team that you see on the screen. Okay? Teamwork makes the dream work. This team behind me does a whole bunch of stuff that I'm grateful for because, hey, I'm just the founder of this thing, a broke down Army medic. But we got that going on. So that's a big event. If you follow us on our Facebook page, our Instagram page, our LinkedIn page, you have been seeing our call out. We need volunteers for these events. We brought back our PDH Fellowship Breakfast in Paducah. Last month, or this month, 21 veterans got a free meal, fellowship, and 3 veterans got appointments with the VA to get their benefits rolling. That's our mission, right? Putting a place and a time where veterans can come, meet, and get the help they need. Again, this is our first one back. We're having growing pains. But I would like to introduce to you a brother in arms. Since day one, has been working diligently behind the scenes with us. And he had this great thing that he brought to fruition. And I'm loving it because 10th Mountain Recruiting is an official resource partner. So as we get a veteran in that says, hey, I need help finding a job, remember, I've always said, no one organization can do it all. Him and his team, I just, hey, buddy, here's one, and they do their thing. So, without further ado, I'm going to bring in Ryan Hunt from 10th Mountain and let him explain what he does and what he brings to our mission. Brother, take it away.
All right. Well, first off, I want to thank you and your team for being gracious, allowing me to come on here, take over the mic. So definitely appreciate it. Thank you. Anytime I can be with a fellowship of people, a great team that helps and impacts our community, it's great. As you know, Brian, I am a veteran myself. I'm a retired major. Started off as an enlisted soldier and was back at college when 9/11 happened. So I joined Army ROTC so I could go back and lead and manage soldiers, which was probably the biggest, not probably, it was the hugest, responsibility and definitely an important thing in my life. It was just an honor to be able to do that. So leaving, as I was preparing to leave, transition out of the military, which we all know it's a very dangerous time. Transitions always are. Made the transition. As I was preparing for that, I started playing around with becoming an entrepreneur, which to me means entrepreneur means a person that fails forward a lot. And at least that's my definition, and I apply it to me very thickly. So I started originally a company, we'll talk in just a second about, which was an apparel company. All veterans have a t-shirt company, I think, and started that 9 years ago. This is actually our 9th Christmas, and that's Pando Commando is the name of it. But I also started a recruiting firm, 10th Mountain. 10th Mountain is a boutique for a small team of veterans, boutique recruiting firm, executive recruiting firm focused in technology, energy, and the government spaces. And really, the mission is really to align the right time with the right opportunities by base camp and talent purpose, if you will, for both our clients and also our candidates. So it's been great. We do, of course, military transitions. We help with the military community as a whole. They're transitioning out of military, or maybe they've already been in the marketplace for some time. So we definitely are helping to, or at least trying to get our brothers and sisters employed.
And again, this is why we're so grateful for you to help our mission. So
for sure. And oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead, man. But when you say boutique, what do our brothers and sisters that are following us, listening to us, our people need to know when you say a boutique recruiting agency?
What does that mean in a nutshell? Just a small team, so that doesn't impact our client or anybody that comes aboard. We're just a boutique means we have a small team, about 5 people on any given day, and we're talent surplus, often about looking for great talent to align with our great clients.
Okay, so my understanding, what I can tell all our people, that when they see that job on our social media, when they hop on with 10th Mountain Recruiting, they're getting one-on-one service, a dedicated team that's in it to win it, right?
Yeah, of course, as you always say, teamwork makes the dream work, right? So that's for sure. For people that are specifically veterans that are connected with Project Diehard, specifically, and especially those that are maybe going to be there and trying to, rebuild their lives if that's the particular case that they're in. We're going to be offering career advice, helping with resume review, and if they need some help writing that resume, we're definitely going to provide that. Hopefully, we get an invite and we can come on site and give some of those classes to the veteran family community. So definitely looking forward to that opportunity to impact the veteran community.
Okay. Now, folks, we're live streaming, so if you have a question for Ryan, put it in there and we'll ask him. But I'm going to
go ahead, and also I would also direct them, Brian, to go to, if you want to learn more about 10th Mountain or maybe schedule a time with our team, you can go to www.10thmountainrecruiting.com.
Yeah.
So definitely head over there. You'll learn a lot more than might from me right now.
Oh, I got it, brother. You're like me. Pulled in 10,000 pieces, but who better to explain 10th Mountain than the boss, right? That's why they stick me in front of these cameras. I don't know why, but they do. So, team, do we have any questions for Ryan while we're waiting?
It's like a firing squad. I'm looking at 5 of you.
Yes, Jennifer.
Go ahead, Jennifer.
Do you focus on only those who define themselves as able to work, or do you also help those that are not even sure of if or how they can work once they've, let's say, been honorably discharged from military?
That's a great question, Jennifer. And overall, whether someone's veteran or military spouse or just a regular civilian, we help all those different types of candidates. It just the main step is to get in touch with us if we have a role that relates to that person, or we at least have a contact. In the military community, we have over 1,000 people as part of the military crew. And so we have a lot of ability to go out there and share resumes and share experience with people. So we're working with all types of different people.
Okay, see,
Did that answer your question, Jennifer?
Yes, very much.
So I'm wondering
Thanks
I'm so glad you're
Thanks.
here. I am curious, when somebody reaches out to you, what is that process like? When they first reach out, what would exactly would they expect? What are the steps that you take to bring somebody from where they are to where you can take them?
For sure. So the first step, they're going to www.10thousandrecruit.com, or they're contacting us via LinkedIn or wherever they're seeing us. Also, they can text us. We do believe in text, and we are pretty responsive on those. And it's 702-613-4970. Kind of said that fast, but if they did catch that, or they're watching the hashtag replay, they can grab that number up. They can text us anytime, and we're always available. And sometimes I would tell you also, for not to get off message too much, but even for our veteran community, I not only give that number as a resource, but if there's something that is going on and you need someone to talk to, you can actually hit us on that too. We kind of have another mission. It's not, we are your base camp, but we're also here to support our brothers and sisters. So the process, go to the website. If you schedule wherever it is that you're hitting us up, schedule an appointment with us. We're going to review your resume, your career goals, some of the basic expectations. What are your salary? What is the location? From there, they're going to decide we're going to move forward. We'll give them some advice, and we'll move forward. And there's no charge with any of this, by the way, for the candidates ever. We'll decide, and really it's the candidate will decide, okay, well, they have jobs that we want, that fits. And from there, if they decide to go for it, they go through to our clients. If they qualify, you still have to qualify. You still have to be someone that's exceptional. Sure.
Yeah. So, hey, folks, this isn't a fast food recruiter. You can go to any fast food joint and go to their app and apply. But if you're ready to read it, this is the man I'm going to put you in contact with, because he's going to push you like we push you and make you the best entrepreneur, coach, whatever you want to be. He's going to help. On that contact,
it's true.
And you will be able to here soon go to our website under resources and hit 10th Mountain. It'll take you right to them. See, teamwork makes the dream work. This goes really fast or slow, depending on how you call it. I say an hour, we're only 15 minutes in. Yeah, we're gonna have to get better at this. But right, okay, Jen, what do you got?
So what was interesting is that it sounded like Brian was saying that you could help somebody become anybody. So does that mean that you kind of do like career consulting and some other things, like if a military person wants to get into civilian work, and they don't know what's their skills, or they know they like to do things in their skills, but they don't know what kind of job?
I think if someone did, might not be exactly what we specialize in specifically, but we can definitely do it. If it's for a veteran, we're very open to supporting the veteran community 1,000%. It's part of who we are. And Brian knows this. We actually, 10th Mountain as a whole, has many different efforts, but one is a conference that we held. Last time we really held it was December of 2020, which was the Veteran Social Summit. And we're actually going to be hosting another event, and I hope Project Diehard will be there. I'm sure Ryan will. We're going to be holding another one in 2024, so definitely save the date, and that's going to be in December. We haven't locked down the time yet for that in terms of the dates, but we know it's going to be December 2024. We're very excited to bring it back after 4 years. It's going to be a virtual event. It will have a lot of resources for veterans, for sure. And to come back to Jennifer's question, we definitely will help veterans and anybody, kind of giving them that career advice. I know very little about business. I know the 101 level, and I'm more than happy to share that with veterans too. I do. My company, of course, my recruiters make money if they're placing people. But the great thing is we're 100% veteran owned and operated, and a couple of military spouses, and that gives us the power to spend a little extra time to help our brothers and sisters, and also gives us the inspiration, of course, and love and for our brothers and sisters to be able to help them out. Whatever their dream happens to be, whether they want to do e-commerce, which 10th Mountain Group as a whole has an e-commerce or recruiting or digital marketing. We're here. We're trying to support as best as we can. Sometimes we're constrained at times. That's what the reality is. We throw about 1,000 balls up in the air, and we're trying to race it like a flash.
Yeah.
Did I answer the question, Jennifer? Just got to know me.
Yes, you did answer, but then that made me wonder. So if you only have,
Sure.
I think you said about 10 or 15 of you to the team, like a small team, what geographic area do you focus on? Because I'm sure you couldn't take over like the whole U.S. or whatever.
Okay, yeah. I mean, we do geographic. We only have a certain, right now, actually, we're kind of coming down because we're getting ready for the holidays, really. But at any given time, we may have 15 to 50 roles that we have and that we're potentially working on. But internally, the company has priorities, and we decide, okay, well, these are the roles that we're going to be working on. Are they assigned? It doesn't. We don't have the geographic barriers are pretty much broken down with the advance of the internet. The internet helps us to be able to reach out and touch people wherever they are.
Yeah, this is something, Jennifer, you got to understand about us veterans. We don't think of this little spot. We go worldwide. Okay.
True.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering, because there's a team, and with a small team, you can't, unless you focus in remote work and remote jobs, it'd be hard to, have a lot of jobs that's everywhere across the U.S. or the world.
Yeah, it was that way, but in reality, Jennifer, it's a lot. We have tools that we're leveraging in the background. Some of it automates some of our processes, but in the background, it's helping us to see ourselves and the whole team see each other. That's one thing with Mountain, and a lot of military organizations or military organizations like this, is that we believe in sharing as much information as you can. My entire team is always read in to my every action, probably TMI in some cases. Of my entire life, I'm brushing my teeth at this time. But I'll tell you personally, I am a master multitasker. So I have any given time. If you can see the screen right now, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 tabs open, and I actually have a side monitor. This is my mobile CP, which is a laptop and a little side monitor to plug in. I pulled that out, but usually I have about 20 tabs and apps open. It's crazy, and I'm just going between all of these things, and then I have my phone right here. So I'm playing with that at the same time. I think Brian he pings me at every minute of the hour, 2 a.m. in the morning. I'm just kidding. I don't think you've ever done that, Brian. But
no, I know I
I,
have.
It's very
I'm pretty
interesting.
fast to respond.
It's very interesting you're saying this, Ryan, because a lot of those, like being in the middle of 20 different projects and having 20 tabs open and multiple apps on the phone open, it sounds like me too.
That's the only way it can fly, I think.
Yeah.
It keeps you organized too.
Well,
Yeah.
and it keeps your resources already available, so you don't have to eat up the time to go www and get to the URL again.
Yeah.
It's already there when you turn on your computer.
Well, I will give you another piece of advice. You haven't done this already, and I know we're not talking about computer desktop organization, but in the browsers you can actually create folders. And I create multiple folders: operations, targeting tools, different businesses, personal, whatnot. And that way I can go on the top of underneath the URL there, you can see the folders. I click on there and I know what websites I have to go to for whatever's going on, like daily operations. I have my top 10 links I've got to navigate to. So anyways, I hope maybe that little story will help somebody organize a little bit better.
Well,
right, Brian?
And as I wanted to say here, look, folks, if you need to find that perfect person to fill your needs, this goes out to our mission suppliers, companies, all of the people that work with us. You want a veteran? We have a tool for you to use to get that veteran in your workspace. Reach out to Ryan, reach out to me, and we will put you in contact. List your jobs there. Okay? As Ryan said, you throw 1,000 balls into the air, you never know. You might find that one great person from the veteran community that will, and as veterans, give us task and purpose and let us roll, and we're good. Okay. So anything else, Ryan, about 10th Mountain? Because if not, I want to transfer over to that Pando Commando because I love the logos you're coming up with, man.
Well, you definitely just head over to www.10thmountainrecruiting.com. Learn a little bit more about us. We're going to be at the Military Influencer Conference, 7-11 of here in Las Vegas at Resort World. Definitely stop by. If you recognize me, or you can hit this up on the WOVA app for the Military Influencer Conference. And yeah, come visit us on the 9th of November from 1 to 4. We're also going to get the hiring fair, the first ever hiring fair at the Military Influencer Conference. We'll have a table there. Come on by.
Ah, sweet.
Let's talk.
Hey, our missionary partner, Daniel Faust, you know him, right? They're going to be out there too. So y'all meet up, have lunch. I wish I could be there, but we got this opening coming up, and that's taking a lot.
You're busy. Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting down there and taking a look, and hopefully at some point coming down and helping with the career workshop for sure.
Cool. All right, now Pando Commando. This is another thing he does, right? Because hey, Project Diehard's mission is to bring hope to veterans, not sell T-shirts. But when you buy a T-shirt from Pando Commando with the Project Diehard link that we're going to put out there, a portion comes to our mission. See? Teamwork makes the dream work. Well, I let other people take their specialties and help the mission. Our mission is bringing hope. That's it. We got a bunch of people working on commercials. We're working through this. You'll be seeing them, but right off the top of my head, 10th Mountain Coffee, Jose, right? Great guy. He just sent a big, huge pack of coffee for our event. Because you know my rule, coffee 24/7. But yeah, Pando Commando. Where did the Pando come from, brother?
So if you if you don't know anything about Pando Commando, it's a apparel store. It actually was originally called Mountain Up Cap Company. I decided to rebrand us because our logo and our inspiration had always been twofold. One, our logo was the Pando Commando, which a modern version of it, our take on it, a mascot that the original 10th Mountain, which was based out at that time, Camp Colorado, had created, and actually had submitted up to the channels to make it the official patch of the 10th Mountain. If you've seen Panda Commando, it's essentially a circle patch with a panda bear scheme. So, of course, a rifle, he's a soldier, right? So, Army didn't go for that. So they gave the 10th Mountain patch replaced that. But our inspiration originally was the 10th Mountain because we are a very niche store. We do a lot of custom unit apparel, but we do focus our theme on 10th Mountain Division, which is where I spent the lion's share of my military career. Is both listed as an Army officer later. So that's kind of where the idea came from. I was actually sitting on a TDY in Fort Lewis, which actually was another original training ground of the 10th Mountain World War II. And I was watching TV and thinking about in the military, but thinking about what am I going to do in terms of this desire to be an entrepreneur. And then I was messing around on my phone and I came up with a sticker. It was not the intent of making a business, but I printed off about 1,000 of those, I'm sorry, and posted on this closed group that I have about 10,000 10th Mountain soldiers that I added. And within a 24-hour period, they're sold. So if you do the simple math on $5 per sticker, I made $5K, and then I turned around and started buying more stuff, designing some hats. Sold out on those and started making more and more hats. At one point, we had a warehouse actually here in Las Vegas, and now we're supported by a warehouse in North Carolina, which I like and appreciate that. For me, I don't have to manage the day-to-day operations of the warehouse. I'm more on the back end with the market and the operations overall, and some of the creative energy. But just a great organization. We are developing out the Project Diehard gear. We do have a t-shirt on there, and definitely if you come over to www.pandocommando.com, you can pick yourself up an awesome t-shirt, and we're going to give back a portion of the proceeds, the profits, back to Project Diehard. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, see, folks, this is teamwork, and you get a great quality product from a veteran-owned company. So you're not only supporting our mission, but you're supporting a veteran-owned company. Wow, we
definitely appreciate it, and also just overall, we do sponsor the National Association of the 10th Mountain, which is a nonprofit. Gave away recently 28 scholarships worth $50,000 to veterans and to children of veterans. And not my organization. I'm not claiming their awesomeness, but to say that they make a huge impact. So definitely want to give back. Also give back to another organization, a really great one, North Country Spouses, which are the military spouses of 10th Mountain soldiers, and it really helps to bring community together up there. So,
okay, now
first Project Diehard.
For you people understand, 10th Mountain is out of Fort Drum, New York. I spent my time up there, and actually, my last transfer, when my detailer called and said, you can go to Wisconsin, North Dakota, or Kentucky, before she got Kentucky out of her mouth, it was Kentucky. Why? Because there was 12 feet of snow outside my door.
Fort it could be a perfectly sunny day, spring day in Watertown, which is located outside of Fort Drum. When you hit the Fort Drum gates, cross over, it could be a blinding blizzard. And it's a weird thing, but it is 100% the truth. I'm not making that up. You could probably testify to that.
Oh, I know I can. I've seen it. I've seen it personally. Okay. So, if you want to be a guest and you got a mission, Monday at projectdiehard.org. So, we're going to transfer now into our next segment. Eventually, there's going to be commercials in here. I'll talk to you offline, Ryan, on that one. But our next thing is a subject and a panel discussion. And because we're just bringing this back, and this team is right here, the question I'm going to pose, and this is to all of our followers there, why do you feel Project Diehard's mission is so needed? And we will start with our newest arrival, Kurt, another ambassador. Kurt, what's your answer? Maybe.
All right, there. All right, let's.
Maybe not.
All right, I think I'm unmuted. All right, I think the universe is making me think before I speak. So, all right. Well, I guess the way I look at it, Brian, and everyone is, for sure the issue of veteran suicide is an important one. So that's the end game. Can we, get around this issue to where we can provide what veterans need, that this is not what it is presently, and we can get because if we go back a dozen years or further back, the initiative has always been by many out there around the country to lower the number. So we have this issue that as much as we want the number to go down, we're watching it go up. So the thing I love about Project Diehard is that we're talking about, so far having a couple sites, growing it to 50 sites, having this available in every state. But for right now, we've got Forward Operating Base Rush to really concentrate on. And, I'm really, 2 years and a couple months into being a fan of this because, we're creating the format through which we can make a difference. So we're actually talking about having individual veterans and veterans and their families on the grounds. And as I network, there are people just chomping on the bit to serve these veterans that'll stay at this location. So we're getting affirmation after affirmation that this is the right way to go about it. So Project Diehard's mission needs to be carried out, to get something done, to actually facilitate it and have it be we can carry a veteran through an experience, and then where we anticipate we're going to be getting these reviews and thank yous and just and Sue and I have been a part of it with some of that we talk about our water skiing adventures, and so we know just through something as simple as water skiing how injured and wounded veterans have said, oh, how that's made a difference. So now we're talking about a forward operating base that's going to have a multitude of services, and you just never know the impact that's going to carry them away. And then we can't forget the faith-based aspect, because with you here, Brian, we know it could be just sharing the faith that is the thing.
True. Okay, so now I'm going to throw that question to Ryan. Why do you think Project Diehard's mission is so needed?
Well, I don't have I have a very simple answer, and it's just the ability for your organization to give back to the veteran community, and take care of our brothers and sisters. Sometimes everybody, we put on our pants the same way, but underneath we have invisible wounds, and it's just important to have as many resources as we can. I would say too, with Pando Commando, to circle back to that briefly, is that just last week we did have someone reach out to us at 2 o'clock in the morning, actually called the page, and I heard it. I woke up, I heard it, and I picked up the phone. I had a conversation with younger than me, veteran, actually a Silver Star recipient. He was having struggles, and we talked for about 2 hours. And he's doing good now, and we hope that if he has issues or anyone has issues, they're able to reach out to people and get someone to help them, talk to them. Sometimes that's all it takes. It's just having a talk. Brian, you were a soldier. I had my phone all the time. I did numerous times people would reach out, and it's just so important that they're able to connect with somebody. This is personal to me too. I've had a few friends, unfortunately, in the military that have passed away from suicide. So it's very, very, very difficult situation. I just wish that, for some of them, I wish that whoever they were calling picked up the phone and just helps them out. And Project Diehard, helps with this mission, this important mission. And that's why it's neat. So, thank you.
Yeah, I do not know how many times my phone rings at 1, 2, 3 in the morning. But I drop everything. If my diehard phone rang right now, I'd drop everything, because that could be a veteran that needs to talk. And my team has saw that we were in a meeting, and I say, hey, carry on, because I got to handle this. This veteran needs to chat. All right, so let's go to Jennifer. Why is Project Diehard mission so needed, do you feel?
I have personal attachment because of the fact that I'm a dependent on 2 veterans. And I've seen for myself where there have been issues related to unfairness, such as my little sister who broke her back in service, and somebody in the military wrote that even though it happened during her time in service, that it was not a result of what she was supposed to do, her job. So she ended up being honorably discharged as being disabled, but not categorized as disabled by service. So she never got her benefits. She lost insurance and everything else. So I see there needs to be some fairness and some management. And then Project Diehard helping with those that are in situations like my little sister to take their back and try to get them what they really deserve. Because there's other problems like that are lack of justice and equality for whoever's personal reason or whatever, that they don't do what is actually right in accordance with what's supposed to happen. When X happens, that this happens too.
Okay, thank you. That brings up a thing. I always say we will never use the suffering of veterans to grow this mission, right? But I do remember telling Kirk and Sue, you weren't around last year, we had a female veteran. Her husband served with my son, and they came up to visit last year over the holidays, and we got to talking, and she told me her story. She was a victim of a sexual trauma, and she'd been fighting for years to get benefits rolling. Well, again, this is where this thing of teamwork makes the dream work. We have tied into other nonprofits, other organizations. I heard her story. I called a sister of mine who runs a nonprofit for nothing but female veterans. And now she's on her way. She's already had counseling. She's into the VA program. She's getting her benefits now. That's part of our mission. But that's just, these folks, this is why we exist. Sue, your turn to answer this. Why do you feel Project Diehard's mission is so important?
I just remember a bunch of years back seeing a documentary actually that was called Project 22. And that was one where they had a live showing with the guys who put this together downtown here in Milwaukee at the Harley Davidson Museum. It was a huge event. I gotta say, honestly, walking in, I wasn't totally, I kind of had an idea what it was all about, but I went just kind of with an open mind, and we went as a family. And I gotta tell you, the whole idea of Project 22 being at that time, that was the statistic that 22 veterans were losing their life every day to suicide. And that blew me away. Like, how is this possible? I really, how is this possible? And to understand that now that stat has gone the wrong way, it keeps climbing. And again, how is this possible? So the stories that I heard then of how veterans were getting help and understanding the need that's there. I know Kurt mentioned about water skiing. We water skied with some guys who are veterans, and talk about having fun and the stories and having outlets like that are so important, that not just fun, but to the point of therapeutic, and to be able to have that outlet and to have something, sometimes just to have something to look forward to, that, hey, I get to go to this event this weekend. I know it's going to be fun. There's something there. We all need that, don't we? We need the connection. We need the outlet. We need a way to get with other people. And sometimes we don't know where to start. And that's where, with what you're providing here, what you've created, and to have a place to start, to have a jumping board, something to move forward. I mean, a song that actually comes to mind when I think about what you do and what Project Diehard is. I'm guessing you probably heard the Matthew West song, Make a Difference, and how that speaks so loudly. If you haven't heard that one, look it up, because it's worth doing. And that is the one where everybody's looking at, the guy who's singing the song is saying, well, I see these problems and I keep thinking, why don't you do this? God, why aren't you helping out with this? And the message back to him was, I didn't do this. I did do something. I created you. I created you to do something. So anytime anybody is sitting back and saying, oh, it's somebody else's job, somebody else can do it. No, you're here for a reason. You're in the right place at the right time. And like what you always say, teamwork makes the dream work. It makes having a community that can make a difference and can move things forward, even in little pieces. Because I even know the bits that I've been able to help with so far with Project Diehard are bits. They're not big, but it's all the pieces together that make the difference. So the more people that know, the more that can help. And I love stories. And actually, I'm hoping there's a chance that I can go back and ask Ryan some about sharing more stories. I love how having that personal connection to, I have stories from all the years we've been doing the adaptive water skiing. I can tell stories, and sometimes that's what makes the difference for the next person, to be like, oh, ding, 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 I get it now. So if there's a chance for that, that would be awesome. But I'm going to turn it back to you.
Okay. Well, and again, look, folks, we invite other ministries, other nonprofits to use our facilities. As I said at the beginning of the show, praise God, through his blessing and our volunteers' hard work, we got this land in 2020. It's now 2023, so wait, we could use some more volunteers, right? But we've made it to the point. We've made structural improvements to bathrooms. Simple little things people don't think about. Handicap accessible bathroom. For you to do in-person events, you have to have one. You have to. Well, that takes a toilet, a sink, all ADA compatible. That takes drywall, that takes moving plumbing, that takes fixing a drain. I could spend a whole day explaining the ins and out, what it takes to meet code, because I fight that battle daily. But if you have a nonprofit, if you have a program that you believe can help a veteran and you need a place to hold it, reach out to us. Reach out. We will provide if we work with the resources we have, but if we don't share our resources, then okay, I don't want to go on a tangent on our podcast. That's for my live stream when I gripe at the world things. So, Sue, you had a question for Ryan? Go ahead.
Shoot.
I was just wondering if you have when you think of what you've all done and with different veterans that you've worked with, and I know you've got success stories, what is a story that comes to mind that you can share with us?
Let's see. Well, a few months ago, I think it's really a good story, is that I had a Marine approach 10th Mountain. So this is a question I was asked earlier about the pipeline. And he came on board, linked up with us. We had a discussion. We just happened to actually have an opportunity that lined up with his skill sets. And he had about 10 days to go before transitioning out. So we submitted the client, and after about 5 days, they went through a quick interview process. And his first start date was his first day getting out of the Marine Corps. So that it was not only a success story, a little bit of a brag, but just amazing. Really, what we hope we could do all the time, especially with any time that we're helping veterans and transitioning veterans, we hope we can get a job this day walk off of, change out their uniform into the sports coat.
That's great. I'm just so happy you didn't have a crayon eater.
I don't know if that was one story, Sue, that would work for sure off the top of my head.
Yeah, I mean, that's great. I love it. Especially, you got a Marine job the day he got out.
Yeah. He was well, we happened to have a few HVAC technician roles, and he was an HVAC technician in the Marines. So it lined up almost 100%. I'm sure definitely some learning that he had to do, but I think if he could handle it in the Marines, he probably can handle it out there, and he's doing well, by the way. He's still plugging away, trying to take care of his family, and also going to school. So he has a handful.
Cool. Love it. All right, folks. We're going to be ending about 10 minutes early because I think we covered everything, didn't we, team? Yeah, no?
Do we have any announcements?
You have to account for the ad.
The big announcement that we have is Bob Rush opening November 28th. Right? That's the big event. Tell everybody about it. Email contact@projectdiehard.org, and we will send you the press release for you to send out to everybody, especially reporters and news outlets, and yeah.
How about volunteers?
Oh yeah, we need volunteers for that event. We need volunteers. We're on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Those are the big ones. If you have a skill that you feel will help bring hope to veterans, we want to hear from you. That's volunteer at projectdiehard.org. Okay? Now, we're not in the t-shirt business, we're not in the coffee, but we will be hiring people for our facilities. That's where Ryan comes in. But I gotta tell you this, folks. Everybody who gets a paycheck from Project Diehard starts as a volunteer. You're not going to escape it. You're not. And it's not that we want things for free. It's no. We want to see your dedication to helping veterans. You earn that paycheck. Since we run off donations, we have to be good stewards. So, yeah, that's about it. Anything else, team? Anything else? Last call.
Again, thank you for inviting me.
Brother, you are always welcome, right? Have your team send our team when you're looking for help. We'll put it out on our networks. If you got a job posting specifically for a vet, let me know. We'll splash it out. All right, y'all.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
We will see you all next week at 6:30 p.m. Central Time. Thank you and God bless for all that you do for our mission, and have a safe and blessed week. Die Hard 6 out.